Business Today. I am glad you are still with us today. Now, a very interesting discussion that we're going to be having. Now, oftentimes we've talked about how we get to skill people and things like that, but there's something we always talk about: the mindset. And very interesting, because with me today in studios is Mr. Kim Jin, who is the country director, International Youth Fellowship Uganda, who's right next to me. You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, and at the extreme end there is Mr. Yang, who is the Deputy Country Director of International Youth Fellowship Uganda, and they're going to be talking to us more about this, what this is. But I'll ask you again, gentlemen, because I'm not quite sure if I've said your names right. I'll ask you to first of all emphasize and tell us your names once again for all the people that are watching.
My name is Mr. Kim Hyung-jin. Kim Hyung-jin, but you can call me Mr. Kim. Kim Jin, or Kim. But I'm the country director of the International Youth Fellowship Uganda, and I have in Uganda for last 10 years.
Okay, that's
and
really good.
All my two sons, they are born in Uganda.
So they're Uganda, that's really
yes.
And Mr. Yang.
Yeah, I'm called Mr. Ho Tae-yang, and I'm a Deputy Country Director of International Youth Fellowship Uganda.
Okay, well, that was very clear. I only used one name for Mr. Yang there because of pronunciation challenges. But thank you for making time with us this particular morning. Now, when we talk about International Youth Fellowship, what are we talking about?
So that about International Youth Fellowship, I can give you some how we started.
Okay.
So actually, we founded in Korea, but the time that we having the ministry works, actually, our founder is a religious leader and he's a pastor. And when he started his ministry, there was one lady. She came from America. That she said that her son is a drug addict, but she doesn't know how to handle. So according to how he ministered for 50 years, he introduced him and guided him in the heart of God.
Okay.
And when we start with him of a training of his heart, through the heart that we learned through the Bible that we founded in IYF, he started to change.
Okay.
Because actually he's the one who problematic in whole society. Even he was like almost in jail. But then they couldn't have any solution for him. But then how he guided him was just talking and conversation and listening what he's thinking. But in slightly, he guided him to positivity.
Okay.
So let's say after 6 months of staying the Andy with our founder, he was saying the first sentence was, I didn't know the world is so beautiful like this. Because he always obsessed in the gambling, the drug and those bad things, that he doesn't know how to control his heart and he doesn't know how to handle the desire well. But when he transfer his point of view in another side of a heart, people's heart, he treat him with the heart, how are you, fine, and you? Then just staying like this, then he changed. So that time he found we need this training and we need this share the heart with youth. So we shall gather our hearts. So some willing people like businessmen, like lawyer and doctors, they gathered together and found IYF. And now currently in whole world around 104 countries, and that we have 1,200 branches now.
Good.
So International Youth Fellowship Uganda is one of the
104. Yeah. Interesting. So now that over the years, wait, how long have you been in his existence?
For him, he had been here like 10 years. Me just here 3 years.
Okay. So the International Youth Fellowship in Uganda, how long has it been here?
Yeah, actually, we have been working almost around 10 years ago. We have been youth activity, like kind of youth camp and student camp and social volunteer works and different camp we have been organizing for the youth activity. But around 4 years ago, we more focusing on training on mind educations.
Okay.
So 3 years ago, our founder the international fellowship, the Reverend Park, he met our president Uganda, so that when they meet together and discuss together, they can see clearly we need such kind of minded education training in Uganda. So around 3 to 4 years ago, we have been starting more the program with the mind education training program in Uganda.
Okay, so what people are you training with this program?
Yes, actually, this mind education training program, we can see we are focusing on the youth, and not only youth on the way, also there is a student in the school, and also not only student, also we are training the teachers, and also we are training the government staffs, and then also we have been training in the prison inmate and the staffs, and also we are approaching some training program in the police, and also Christian leaders together, because this mind education is not only just for youth, and it is national agenda for all people, really, even the parents. Because I have been in Uganda for last 10 years, but what I can see that many people easily complain each other, and the children easily complain with their the father and mothers, and also parents easily complain with the children. And you can see the students, they just complain with the teachers, and also teachers
Everyone
can
is
complain with
complaining
others,
here.
and the youth complain with the government, and also government can complain with youth. But you can see that everybody is pointing others, and they are waiting for others to change for them. So you can see in Uganda, everybody is waiting others to change for them and work for them, yet we are able to do. So I believe that if we are waiting for others to change for them, I think even if 10 years pass and 20 years pass, 40 years pass, it cannot change. But in Korea, 1960, Korea GDP was around $67. But after 50 years, Korea GDP is $32,000, almost 300 times increase. But I believe the change, there is a different change, what make Korea different. But one of the biggest change was in the heart of the people, even the government peoples, even the society peoples, even the parents, all people, they start to work together. Instead of waiting from others to change for them and work for them, individually they start changing. Students, also they do something for the country, and then parents, even the teachers and government officers and the leaders, and all people in Korea, they start work little by little, which they can work for the country, and then I believe that that's why they are able to change something in Korea. So right now what we are doing in Uganda is, yes, all of us, we have a challenge, we have a problem, but we try to train in the heart of the peoples, and to have a just complaint with situation, or to have a fell down or has no hope, but we want to encourage in the heart of the people, and then to have a think in different way, in the positive way, and then also to have a strong mind which can overcome the challenge and problem in their life. So that is what we are doing.
So you're dealing away with the I've lost hope kind of, thing that's going on around.
Yes,
where everyone is blaming someone for their failure.
Yes.
That's quite interesting.
To have a strong power in their heart. And then because I heard that from the education ministry, and then they say that educating 3 H in Uganda. So first H is educating in the head, educating in the hand, but last H is educating the heart. But you can see that we have so many institutions for learning. Also, we have many institutions for learning the skills, but not many places where we can learn about our heart. So we are more focusing and training and educating about our heart.
Okay, that's quite interesting. So, have you involved business communities or had trainings like that? Because at the end of the day, still, these are players as well that can influence.
Yeah. Actually, we are now integrating some companies.
Okay.
Like some far like FEIL, which is the hardware industry, and nowadays Techno and other industrial companies, because what we are doing is inspiring and transforming the mindset of youth, not only youth, but national people. So what they were thinking is like making money and like doing business is not just for the profit, but when it comes to the business in Uganda, they knew that they need to develop also the mindset of people. So they want to do some good willing work. So when we meet some those company people like industry areas, they're really interested in our program because they're the one who's circling around the world and they know what is the fundamental issue of the change and the power. So there are one sample that we usually tell to others, which is the chairman of Hyundai, the called Chairman Chung. The time when we had the Korean War after the Japanese colonizations, Korea was destroyed everything. Like 1950, we were like $50 to $60, meaning all national people were begging, and they didn't know what to do next tomorrow. And even President in his heart that we cannot inherit this hunger to next generations. But that time he sent the minister to Middle East because we need the money, but inside of Korea, domestically, all things are destroyed. We cannot make any money. So we went to like Western Germany and other countries, but that time he wanted to have a contract of the Middle East construction work. So he sent the ministers. But the minister said, it's impossible because the Middle East is a desert and there is no water. And even when the labor workers, when they work, they need some like good treatment and having comfort in their heart. But all the condition was not available, and they say it's impossible. But then he sent a one man called Chairman Chung, chairman of Hyundai, and he went there and he said, everything is possible. It's because there is this is the desert, and we can use the sand and pebbles as our core, like source of the constructions. And how about the hot weather? Like it's a desert. We can sleep in the day and we can sleep at the night. And even how about the water? We have a sea water. We can desalinate the water into the fresh water. We have skills we can do. And even how can we comfort those labor workers? They're homesick, what? But they say 665 days, they will never waste their time. They can focus what they do. So 100% they send the money to Korea, and that became the fundamental change and the source of making money in Korea, and that's how we developed as a fundamental.
So someone believed something can.
So one man's possibility, just few people's mindset change, can bring like 300 times and 500 times change. So we believe that in Uganda, there's nothing lacking: resources, human resources, everything. So when we just change a little mindset and little point of view, whether we waiting and whether we just trying to receive something, what if we make one step ahead? Why don't we try this one? Let's say for Thailand, actually, what if all our youth and all our people who are not really doing nothing, then we can go work. We can invest. I mean, we can change the land and we can build something. Then that can bring the change, and others can help them now. So
that's interesting. Now, we all know that yes, probably the government's role in all of this at some point is to try and create more jobs, give opportunities, create an environment for the young people. However, we must identify that the government cannot create jobs for everyone. Now, does this come back to mindset where the youth or the people sit back and say, well, what's the government doing? We need our young people to get jobs. We need them to go, because some young people know that I go to school, I'm waiting for a corporate job somewhere, where I'm going to drive a company car and SE or things like that. So could it be the mindset that we're having, that we're probably waiting and we know everything we're putting onto?
Because everything we can just change. And then that's why also I'm not saying that IYF can creating the job, or IYF is just helping the government, or no, it's something
to
like
help them
this.
realize.
But what we try to do for the people's life, because he's talking about the chairman of the Hyundai Group, because really you can see that there is so many people who success. And then before you can see the visible thing which is successful, but there is something invisible thing which you cannot see, but there is the mindset which make them to success. So really, what we are doing for training our peoples on those teaching that hard, because Chairman Chung also he was grown in a very poor situation, and also 1960 when Korea country was very poor. And also he just walking, like in Chikobo, there's simple labor work. And he also, Chairman Jung, he was just walking in the port, is cutting the things. And then whole day he was walking. And when he's want to sleep, in Korean culture we are sleeping on the ground, on the floors, on the floor. So when he was sleeping, and something was biting him. So when he put the light, and he can see that there is a bed bug. So because of bed bug, he cannot sleep, because he have to sleep well so that he can walk tomorrow. So what he think? So he was thinking, and he brought the tables.
Okay.
And then he was sleeping on the table. So one day he sleep well, but problem is the next day, again bed was climb on the tables, because there is a passing the climb on the leg, and then the bed was biting him. So he was thinking again. So he got a new idea. He brought a 4 pocket with water.
Okay.
So each leg he put the water pocket. It's because he knows that bed bug, they hate water, and then also they do not know how to swim. So that's why he put each leg with the water pocket, and then he starts sleep from there. But he sleep very well. But after 1 week, again bed bug was biting him. So he's surprised, and he put the light. And then what happened? Did they swim and then they climb up? But surprising thing is that bed bug was on the wall. And then they start climb on the wall, and they are passing the ceiling, and then they jump from the ceiling onto his place. So that time he was shocked, and what he can see, even bed bug, when he meet the challenge, when he meet the problem, instead of give up, he was searching the way until he found solution. Then he learned bed bug mindset. So he called it bed bug mentality. So it helped him in whole entire life. Whenever he met a challenge, whenever he had a problem, but always he remembered the bed bug. That's why he believed that there is solution. That's why, as our deputy country director said, that the ministers, when they went to the Middle East, they say it is impossible, because first, the weather is very hot, and second, there is no water, and last, there is no beer, and which is entertainment for, in desert, what kind of entertainment is there? But they say because of 3 conditions, it is impossible. But Chairman Jung say it is possible because of 3. Why? The weather is very hot. But he said, yes, the weather is hot. That's why during daytime, all of us, we are going to sleep. Nighttime, very cool. So they are working night, daytime sleep. Second, there is no waters and there is no materials, but as he said that they can change the seawater to the normal water so that they are able to use it. And then because of no entertainment, that's why it can bring so many things to Korea instead of wasting from there. So usually you can see that there is a people who just complain with the situation, but after 10 years, 20 years, nothing can change.
If you keep complaining.
Yes, so that's why if we learn such kind of mind and such kind of strong heart from different people, and also I can say that the mindset education is really we got the wisdom and concept based on the Bible, but it is not just teaching the religious, but really it is teaching the mindset of the people which we can learn in our life. So when people, even as you asking about how it connects with business, because really we can see that this mind education also we need company. You know the Samsung, which is one of the best company. But I can say that Samsung is the one of the successful story of the mindset education. Because there are so many company, when company making the good profit, and the company give them a lot of bonus and money and party and like those festival for the rewarding them because they got profit. But Samsung, they are different. Instead of just using the money in that wasting way, but Samsung saving that money to invite like the people from the best on the chef, hairdressers, and even the different area who is the best in that field. They invite them and they learn. But these Samsung people, they are special in technician. But why they have to learn from the chef? Why they learn from the hairdressers? Because they are not learning the skill, they are learning their mindset. So really you can see the Samsung company, the reason how they are able to become a world best company in the whole world, because Samsung focus on train the mindset of the peoples. That's why really Samsung people, they are able to have a strong mind, and then they are able to have a different mind. It can make them to change each and every year, each and every month. They are able to making the different products and then different quality. So I can say that Samsung company is one of the successful story of the mindset training.
So we should stop complaining and act more, I think, because you complain and you sit there complaining, you're not going to change anything at the end of the day. Well, you're still watching Business Day. We're still in for the program, and of course we do have a success story that will be coming on to tell us, how this has impacted them and things like that. But I want to ask a very brief one. Tell me, I'll start with you. Challenges, while doing this kind of work here, have you seen any challenges?
Well, the challenge is we need to create a space for the people, because actually they have their own life in education part. The school has a school system, and like government, they have their agenda, but we need to slide them and find them. And also the challenge is we need to gather as much as we can, like the space and the time, like those arrangements. But still we are trying on, and we want as fast as we can. We want to reach to all Ugandans.
Okay.
So that is the how challenge Uganda is big. It's a 2.4 times bigger than Korea, and we need to go and buy food, and reaching there is somehow challenging.
Like engage the people.
Yeah, engage the people. And first of all, to understand idea, we need to have this time talking, and they need to know what we want to do, because what is the mindset change? When they say that, they would think, they can brainwash us, like they could misunderstand. But to get to the point, well, we need to introduce them one by one, and introduce them and teach them and educating them, because the mindset change is not just boom, it cannot just pop up. It needs a progress, and whether we need to ask you, did you understand where, and how is it? So we have a program, and we have a human resources ready, but we need place where they call us as much as we can.
So there could be a challenge of being misunderstood, just like when so many people talk about like issues of social development, for example, when people say, well, they're just bringing Western ways here, and such debates. That's very interesting. So that's just pretty much the biggest challenge?
Like, like as you said, we have such challenges because some people, they do not know the importance of the mindset training. But you know what? Because if they see that there is investors coming to develop something which can see immediately, also they can put their effort, even they can invest something together. But when we see that there is something talking about the mindset, what is this? What kind of this mindset training? We don't need this. We are okay. So, like everybody, like in the different institution has different heart, but people, they don't want to also put their effort, put their also the commit, and even the individual, even like they want to just attending for free, without commit their heart. So this is not good mindset for trained education, because if you receive the book for free, you're very happy, but you are not going to read well. But if you want to buy the book and you keep the 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and you buy the book, you read carefully.
Because you paid for it.
Yes. So many people, when they're
Yes.
talking about the mind education, just for free, and then they don't want to put their effort and commit. So that's why somehow things are not moving well some area.
Because then it's necessary, because
Yes.
then to move the program.
But yet
is
we
need-
need such kind of, as I say about Samsung,
Okay.
really they put a lot of effort to invite those speakers for training the staffs with mindset. So we believe that not only in the schools, even the teachers, even in the companies, even the different institution and government institution, we need such kind of training. But if they know this importance, everybody will call and invite those people in training. And the last, we hope to build our mission like the main headquarters in Uganda, because we are foreign, but we cannot work here continue. Our goal is in 10 years, we want to training many different Ugandan trainers, so that we want to build our main headquarters in Uganda, and where many teachers can come and training, many youth come and training, many trainers come and training, so that we are able to train many leaders and then trainers to teach others. That is our goal.
Okay. Now, we're going to be back shortly, and we shall be having someone who, of course, has a story to tell us and how this has affected them, how they've benefited from this. So don't go away.